Welcome back to our channel, where we like to say we're creating smart and savvy expats. We're back here with NAP session number 2 for you. So this one we're looking into some things that Panama has been active with. As we noted, and we say Panama is getting gangster with it. This basically just means that as we look more into these projects that they're working on and how they're handling themselves, they're proven to be quite shrewd businessmen and women. So before we get into that, we do want to remind you that we did start our Patreon page. So for those of you who really like our content, if you want something extra in terms of pre-release content, exclusive content, access to a private Facebook group, access to a monthly chat with only the members that we will have via Zoom, a ton of pre-release content, just different videos that we have, articles, information. There's only so much information you can put on these YouTube videos. We try to pack as much in as we can, but people's attention spans are very short. So for those of you who are very serious about making this move, who want to take a deeper dive, who want even more information and want it faster, please do check us out on Patreon. Also, a reminder again about our Chosen Few Expat Shop on Shopify for those of you who are interested in purchasing our merchandise on chosen-few-expats.myshopify.com is our website for that if interested. So welcome to your NAP session number 2. So let's get into it here. So the first article, this is dealing with, well, let me first flash back to the previous NAP session. You may remember we shared some information with you about Panama opening the $150 million metro line expansion to the airport. Well, this article is kind of tying into that. All of these things are kind of interwoven with their metro line expansion. They are also investing a lot of money into their airport. So Panama opened new terminal number 2, Panama's Tucumán Airport. Now, this is not going to be news to most expats who live in Panama because this actually occurred toward the end of June in 2022 when this terminal opened, but it may be new news to most of you. So we decided to share it. And it does relate to some more recent articles and recent activity that's going on with the airport opening. But first, let us go ahead and take a look at that article. Let's see here. Try to find this article to show you all about the opening of the airport. So you can see here, as we share our screen, Panama opened up their airport. This is toward the end of June. You see the image there with Copa Airlines. Copa is Panama's main airline, a very good airline. They are partnered with United. So they're very well-known airline, and they are occupying Terminal 2. There's some other airlines that are going to be coming in there, but Copa was in there first. So some details about this terminal. Copa is going to be in there, but they're going to be followed by KLM, United, and Air France. This terminal cost $650 million. That was the budget slated for the project. It was due to be finished in 2017. It was started in 2013. The building is basically going to be 116,000 square meters, which is huge. It's going to house 20 gates and be able to process 20 million passengers a year, or about 54,000 passengers per day. So this was a big deal for Panama to get that going. I want to share that with you, but it ties into our next article here, which was, so Panama was able to open up Terminal 2 despite the contractor's long delays. As we mentioned, it was supposed to open in 2017, did not open until June of 2022. So let me get that article up for you all so you can check that one out. And here it is. That they were able to open Terminal 2 despite the contractor's delays. So they got into it with this contractor concerning this. it looked like 99% of the work was complete. So basically, the gangster thing that Panama did here is that they ended up terminating the contract with the contractor due to these delays. They also went way over budget. Budget was $650 million. It ended up costing $917 million. So what Panama did here is that they waited. They waited for the contractor to basically complete 99% of the work before they terminated the contract. So, that's an interesting move that they made there. And we're going to show you here in the next article why Panama decided to do that. So, this next article is Panama Airport files a $20 million lawsuit against Odebrecht. Odebrecht is the Brazilian contractor who built Terminal 2, or who built 99% of Terminal 2. So Panama just basically let them get that close to the finish line and decided to terminate the contract. I think that the end game here is that Panama knew that they were going to sue this company. It was too far down the road for them to kind of cancel the contract earlier and hand it off to somebody else. So they just went ahead and let them get almost finished with the work before they went ahead and terminated the contract. Let me show you that article. Here it is. So what Panama did here is they ended up suing for $20.7 million in damages. And they basically are citing that the delays cost them expenses, supervisory costs, security, staff expenses, other things, damages for loss of earnings, etc. So I think Panama probably could have sued for even more than this, but they did not. And it's interesting that they let them go up to 99% completion before canceling the project. So it's like, why would they do that? Well, in my opinion, they did this because, once they get in front of a judge here, Panama can say, well, hey, we canceled the contract. They weren't doing their job. If they didn't cancel the contract and then they're going to turn around and sue the company, it's really not a good look for them to let them finish the work, even though they let them finish 99% of the work. So that to me is where kind of like the shrewd business person part comes in at, because it was going to be too big of a hassle for Panama to try to stop them or terminate them, 70% of the way through, 80% of the way through, and hand this thing off to somebody else. So they just went ahead and sucked it up and let them get almost done, and then terminated the contract, and then they can let their people come on in and just put the little finishing touches or whatever on it after it was 99% complete. So this is going to be a better look in court that they actually did decide and have grounds for terminating the contract versus just riding it out and not doing anything. So, I give them credit for that. I think that was probably a very, very shrewd move. So that's it for that article. The next article is that Panama, along these same lines, we might as well stick with the airport theme here, that they are planning for a third runway at the airport. And basically that this is imminent. The planning for this is imminent. So let me grab that article and share it with you all. Let's see here. So this is still all a part of the airport expansion, the big project that they have. Let's see, third runway. There we go. So this is a 2035 expansion plan. So it's still going to include several other things that they have in the works, which is going to be new access road, a new flight control tower, and 8 remote boarding points, as well as the third runway. So they're expecting, or they had hoped for this runway to be finished by 2025, according to the plan, but the pandemic postponed the works. So they said when they get ready to construct it, it should take no more than 3 years to construct. But they are now ready to resume activities with that now that they have the second terminal open. They're taking the next step with their airport expansion. So as you all can see, you know, Panama is really, really doing a lot here in terms of their projects, and they're spending their money seemingly wisely. So got to give them credit for that. And that is going to conclude your nap session number 2. So with that, we'd like to remind you all again to like, subscribe, comment down below. Let us know what y'all think of these projects. I mean, Panama is getting a lot of stuff done here. And let us know what y'all think about this move they made and their timing with which they canceled this contract with Odebrecht. So with that, we'll catch you all on the next one.